The world can change in the span of a heartbeat. Picture it. Bitcoin, the giant, stumbling into the $60,000 shadows, dust swirling where its feet once danced across untouchable heights. Shockwaves ripple through the digital wilds, unsettling the souls who believed it could only climb. Today, it's not just a dip beneath old peaks, it's a quiet, desperate reckoning. Miners, once the steadfast heartbeat of the network, are tearing out their machines, one by one, like cold teeth from a fading dream. Their exodus leaves scars in the form of a sinking hash rate. I can almost feel their worry, hanging in the air, bittersweet like the final notes of a song that once meant everything. Before we plunge deeper into this trembling landscape, take a moment. If you crave clarity in chaos, if you want a voice to guide you through the shadows, subscribe to Crypto 101 Central. Go on. Find that bell, make it ring. The world of crypto never sleeps. You should not miss a single heartbeat. Chaos, fear, and a wash of uncertainty. The price tumbled, again and again, for what has felt like eternity, weeks blending into months, hope flickering. 16, 17, 18 weeks of relentless descent, and Bitcoin crouches below that mythical number, 69,000, where dreams once soared. That line, the safety net woven by all who came before, now lies broken beneath our feet. I can hear the collective gasp, the silent prayers whispered into cold night air. Just how deep can this rabbit hole go? No one answers, only the numbers on the screen shifting like restless ghosts. Everywhere, anxiety blooms, not just among investors, clutching at their stacks, but among the miners, the lifeblood, the keepers. Their struggle is not hidden but seldom spoken. I imagine them in distant warehouses, each humming rig a prayer and a plea. Some stand at the brink. This new reality means mining, for many, no longer puts bread on the table. They survive at break even, or worse, they power down. The machines go silent. The world grows quieter. The hash rate, once a great river, recedes, exposing the cracked stones beneath. Investors see it, feel it, wonder if this is the beginning of the end, a death spiral not only for mining, but for hope itself. Yet, in all this noise, a question beats at the center of my chest. Is collapse the signal, or is it opportunity disguised as disaster? Every boom holds seeds of rebirth. But first, we have to survive the spiral. Let me share a secret, pulled from numbers in the quiet corners of the web. Data from Antpool, a powerhouse among mining pools, lays bare a cruel calculus. Most of the reliable S21 mining rigs will falter if Bitcoin drops to anywhere between 46 and 67,000. That's their threshold. For the more advanced, the S23, salvation only holds if Bitcoin stays above 36 to 38,000. And still, whispers from the market say that in this bear's embrace, Bitcoin could stagger as low as 30,000. Even the best might be forced to bow. Now, imagine the world through the eyes of a miner. Heavy machinery, hungry for power, fills your days, and it's all becoming math with no answer. Stay afloat, or sell every last coin. Watch as your stash is liquidated, not for glory, but for survival. Many do both. Each miner unplugged is one less hand on the wheel, steering the world's most famous blockchain. The network grows weaker. Fewer eyes, fewer shoulders, less strength. Security itself bends, creaking beneath the weight. And in the dark, the price may slip still further. If you feel the knot of worry tighten, you are not alone. Vulnerability in the system means vulnerability for every holder, every believer. But that's not the only pressure shoving miners out. Some have seen the horizon shift, chasing new promises, leaving behind the narrow halls of mining for the wide, glittering expanse of AI, high-performance computing. Adapting, mutating, surviving, just like any creature of myth worthy of its legend. If you hunger for every new headline, weave yourself into the pulse. Join our channel, Crypto 101 Central, and let that stream of updates flood your world. We keep the signal alive, so no news escapes you. High-performance computing, a phrase heavy with possibility. It's not just buzz. Imagine machines built for singular purpose, for mining, suddenly lit with a different kind of ambition. The infrastructure is there. Temperature controls, isolation from storms, an obsession with efficiency. Now these fortresses serve a new master. Companies like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google see it, moving swiftly, striking up alliances, transforming mining havens into data powerhouses. The profit, compared to Bitcoin's shrinking margins, is staggering. AI workloads offer up to 25 times the returns, an irresistible lure. None can resist for long. Yet, not all abandon ship. Some spread their bets, dabbling in AI, keeping toes in Bitcoin. Giants like Mara Holdings, Riot Platforms, Hut 8, cautious, strategic. But others leap with both feet. Bit Digital, for one, closed the chapter on mining, heart set on AI and a trove of ether, while Bit Farms has recast itself as keel infrastructure, tearing away the last threads tying it to the mines. A shift both seismic and, perhaps, inevitable. This transformation demands fuel. To pivot, they sell, a river of coins flooding the market. Riot, for example, unburdened themselves of nearly 2,000 bitcoins, raising $161 million. Kengo, over 4,400. Bit Digital, everything. In every transaction, sell pressure grows. Price wavers, stumbles lower. But the surface is only part of the tale. Something buried, subtle, is also eroding. The hash rate, that subtle hum of computation which keeps the network alive. For a moment, it slipped beneath the 1 zeta hash mark, the lowest since a lost autumn 2 years back. What does that mean? A storm has passed through, and the lights flickered terribly. Hashing, solving those cryptic, numeric riddles that give Bitcoin its security, is what the miners do. They guess, and guess, and guess, a trillion times over. The hash rate tells us how feverishly this guessing continues. But when the price slides, hope, too, drains away. Miners switch off. The network's pulse weakens. Higher energy costs, those, too, choke the breath from the industry. Even a whisper of an increase in electricity bills can put a miner on the brink. It's brutal, merciless. Some fall by the wayside just from the chill. I remember stories from when a raging winter froze the United States, knocking miners offline with icicle teeth. The damage was quick and unforgettable. Though most patched up and powered on, scars lingered. Yet, even in this darkness, a glimmer. The network's difficulty fell in tandem. By over 11% in a single day, back in one cruel February, the steepest drop since the exodus in the wake of China's mining ban. It was a shock, but not a fatal one. This mechanism, this almost biological self-correction, keeps blocks flowing every 10 minutes, a pulse that cannot be stilled. Every hardship Bitcoin weathers prepares it for the future. But what does it mean for us now? Is there cause to worry for Bitcoin's soul, its beating heart? Perhaps. Lower hash rates theoretically open a chink in armor. A 51% attack is the phantom that haunts us. But the sheer scale of computation required makes such nightmares, for now, mere shadows in the mind. And as quickly as it had fallen, the hash rate rebounded, a rebound that slammed shut any window for malice. Still, these hard times serve their own purpose. The weakest, the overstretched, leave. More efficient, resilient operators step in. Out of the mechanic's dust, a kind of natural selection emerges, stronger miners, leaner operations, prepared for the decades to come. In the short term, those who remain find their fortunes improve. Less competition for the same reward. A brief, golden moment before the next cycle drags more into the fray. But every cycle has its cost. Forced sellers, desperate miners, cold nights spent weighing electricity bills against memories of better days. Sudden sell-offs, sharp, like thunderclaps. Volatility, chaos. That is the reality we face. If what I share speaks to you, if you feel even the smallest shiver of recognition, pause a moment. Like this video. Leave a comment below. Tell me your story, your fears, your hopes tumbling in the late-night silence. Community is currency here. Your voice matters more than you might think. Now, what comes next? I try to see the path ahead through the tangled reeds. The grand unraveling of today's mining giants could open space for the small, the nimble, the daring. Like a forest after a fire, new green pushes up through the ash, and with luck, decentralization takes root. Imagine a patchwork quilt of miners, none great enough to shape the network alone. Distributed strength. We might just end up safer for it, or, perhaps, big business will circle back, devouring the small. These stories always leave some room for shadows. And still, there are those who believe relief is already on the way. More than half of the mining now finds strength in renewable energy. Once, only a third could claim that. Now, Green energy powers the machines, less cost, less risk of shut-off. A structural change, not only for the planet, but for the stability of the network itself. It is hope, dressed as practicality. So, is this the bottom? History offers clues. The worst pain, the sharpest fear, have a way of marking the cycle's turning point. Support hovers near where old highs once stood, and maybe, just maybe, we find solace. Perhaps not a leap to glory, but a chance to catch breath. Some say the recent crash has been overblown, a crisis of confidence, nothing more. Perhaps, perhaps not. If we are lucky, we will see sideways, weary movement, as the system regains its equilibrium. But expect nothing straightforward. In this game, volatility always lurks nearby. Where do you see Bitcoin and its miners in the years to come? Could the phoenix rise, or does the long winter stretch on? I long to hear your thoughts. Share them below. Be part of this moment in time. And if you crave more, want to trace the dance of institutions in crypto, or peek ahead at the coming tempests for Bitcoin, our videos wait for you. Watch, learn, and always ring that bell. In the storm, knowledge is the only real shelter. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I will meet you again, here, where stories and hope converge. This is Guy for Crypto 101 Central, signing off.